How's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to talk to you about this
Yeah,
today. This is,
yes. Happy Wednesday too.
yeah.
True. Yeah, so hi everyone. This is last week we had an amazing conversation about my journey through my mental states and how I prepped for my weight loss. And this week I wanted to come here and talk with Michelle and all of you about the step I took afterwards. So what did I do after I mentally prepared? It's like,
And after you gave yourself an attitude
and
adjustment,
my attitude adjustment. Yeah.
I'm just gonna check and see if anyone's here watching this and you want to say hi, I'm really gonna try to be better about like actually looking at this stuff.
It's a challenge, like, the way we have this set up. So I appreciate everyone's patience with it too. But
Yeah,
yeah, we're doing our best, and we're gonna try and connect with you guys while we're doing these lives. But um,
absolutely.
so yeah, it was a fun conversation last week talking about my mental state and getting that prep and getting myself ready for the next step. And I love this, absolutely love this next step because let me take a step back though and talk about in the past. I've always thought about when I wanted to do weight loss, everybody probably does this too. They focus on exercise. You're like, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to go work out more. I'm going to do more cardio. I'm going to do more strength training. And that's what's going to help me lose weight. And I've always taken that approach. Um,
Yeah, it's usually cardio, 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 right?
yeah, exactly. And I hate cardio.
Yeah.
It's like I tried so many times. I tried to be a runner, and I try do the elliptical and all that now. So this time I thought, what if I focused on only food? What if I didn't worry one day about exercise? Like I was like, screw it, I'm not going to exercise. Let me focus on food. What am I going to do about food? And it was, again, we always talk about this individual approach. And I've always tried different things of what is working for this person, what is working for this person. I'm going to have this quick fix. I'm going to have this shake for 3 days, and that's going to help me lose weight, right? Um,
Right.
so this time I decided, is there something I can do that is just for me and it will work? What I discovered, it was kind of a sad point in my time in my life because I had lost my job. So I was a little bit uh, uneasy about where the future was going. There's now the lack of income and everything. So I couldn't believe I even took this step where I was thinking about changing something new in this time of loss, in a sense where I've now gained time, but I don't have income, I don't have security, I don't have all this, and I had just reset my mind. Can I do this? But
And
I
I
am,
think a lot of people are going through that right now. They've been furloughed or they've lost their jobs, or, again, this is this weird time warp that we're in.
yes,
Not to interrupt, I
no,
was just drawing
it's
parallels to the fact
it's
that a lot of people can maybe
absolutely, I
relate.
absolutely, it was a time of worry, and that's exactly what we're going through right now. So how do you be healthy in a time where there's so much uncertainty? And for me, it wasn't affecting the whole world, but it was just my world, and that's really that all that matters, our own individual worlds.
Right.
And more importantly, it was, how am I going to make this healthy choice? Because I wanted to start eating healthier. I didn't want to I didn't want to be limited by this concept of, in order to eat healthy, it's going to cost a lot of money. And it does. You want better groceries, you want better this and that. It depends on, I mean, if you are very good at budgeting and you're a coupon clipper and everything, and more power to you. Like,
Mm.
forget those exercises. You're going to spend your time and energy doing that. Then that's absolutely a great way to shop, and you can do it on a budget. But for me, I was not prepared to put my energy into budgeting. So I found a way to, between my boyfriend and I, we sat down and talked about budget, and we found a way to squeeze out money for our new grocery plan. And that's where it really made the huge difference, because it was a step in order to take that food step, I needed to think about, where am I going to get this money from? And we scrounged, we pulled, we managed, we rebudgeted everything. And it was a matter of, I didn't know food, it's just a pepper, I might not use the whole pepper. And that's where it kind of got into that, well, how do I manage that? I'm spending money for that whole pepper, even though I'm only using half. And eventually the other half gets thrown out somehow. But I had to put that mindset aside. And it was just, it was a matter of, let me focus on the food only. I can't be thinking in terms of, where's this going budget wise? What am I doing with food waste? And it sounds really bad, but I had to take that, I had to shut it out. And I'm like, I'll refocus on it later on down the road. But for that first leap of faith, I had to say, I can't worry about this right now. And I bought a ton of groceries. I bought so much, I couldn't even believe it. I decided that I was going to go full blown into cooking everything at home. And we are done ordering out. We're done going to restaurants or whatever. And I was going to take at least a month. Well, because I had the time, I was jobless, so I was going to take at least a month and figure this out. I cooked every meal and right before I ate it, I cooked it. And I wasn't a very good cook either. So, so it was an experiment on many levels.
Learning all sorts of new skills.
Yeah, new skill. And it was a complete overhaul. But one thing surprised me the most. I was cooking huge volumes of food. And this is going from, I would eat, for example, a lean cuisine, maybe a little yogurt on the side for lunch. And then I was going to these huge salads with a lot of protein. I'd maybe boil some eggs, hard-boiled eggs, throw in the salad, or a little bit of chicken. And it was funny because my boyfriend was picking on me the whole time. I'm going through this first month. All I kept complaining about was, I am so full. I'm
a volume eater. I like to feel full.
Yeah. And I'm like, there's so much food I planned for myself. And and it was all logical because it fell into a calorie kind of a proper caloric intake for me. It was, I think I was going for around 1,500 calories. 15 to 1,900 calories, which all of a sudden it's the same calorie amount that I was doing with the lean cuisine and all the other stuff. But now I'm so stuffed. And the crazy part was, I started losing weight immediately. I'm complaining, I'm overstuffed, and I'm seeing the scale just drop away.
Yeah.
It was weird. I can tell, at the very least.
And now, why, that it wasn't just about the calories, right? It was about the nutrient density and rebalancing your hormones and so many other things that you were putting natural foods in your body.
Yes, natural foods. And it was delicious too. I don't know if you've ever sat down and had a lean cuisine and then maybe tried something else next to it. And it's like, oh my God. This tastes like cardboard.
Yeah.
So
I think I've only ever had one in my life.
Oh yeah. Don't try it again. You're better off eating the box that it comes in.
Right. That's so funny.
But yeah, it was amazing. The flavors and everything that I was experimenting with, I just started having fun with it. Once I released those concepts and worries about food waste and food cost, I could then free my mind, and I started having a blast. I'm like, let me try this, let me try that. And I'm like going down the groceries in the grocery store. I'm in the vegetable and fruit area, the produce section, and I'm just looking at it with brand new eyes. And I'm picking up things. I'm like, what is this? Let's take it home. Like, I don't know what this is. I'm going to take it home and I'm going to figure out how to make it.
It's a kumquat or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Who buys kumquats?
I know. So it was,
No offense if you buy them, great.
yeah, yeah. But and then it's like I bring it home. I'm like, I don't know how to incorporate this. But what I would buy one to just try in its natural form. And I'm like, let me get that base flavor. Let me figure this out. And then I could try and sample it in different things. And it just became a fun process. And who wouldn't love that? You're now doing something enjoyable, fun, lasting, and you're losing weight and being healthy. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a magic formula. And over time, I got better at the budgeting, the planning, and I don't spend as much on groceries. I don't buy a lot of the weird ingredients anymore. I kind of have that figured out. And I don't cook every day. I plan better. I had to learn,
Yeah.
but it
But a
was,
lot of that's like the initial excitement, right? It's kind of like when you've been on a diet and then all of a sudden you just want to eat all the foods, right? So you just wanted to experiment with everything and buy, probably everything at that point.
yeah,
And then you realize, okay, you don't really need to do that.
yeah. It was, I reeled in the budget. but I still do kind of, in a sense. I'll still every once in a while say, let me try this dish. Gosh, I think I made something just last week where I was apologizing to my boyfriend. I'm like, this isn't really all that great. And he's like, no, it doesn't matter. It's food.
Yeah. Your food looks amazing. And I'm always like, oh, I want to eat at your house.
Yeah. I'm loving the process. I was never one to cook. When I was going through my first, back in my 20s, when I was trying to lose weight and maintain my weight, I would eat horrible things like boiled chicken with some sort of microwave steamed bag of broccoli or something. I'm like, it was gross. Nobody wants to eat that boring stuff. And now I have my entire cabinet is full with spices, and sometimes I just pull them out and I'm saying, I don't know if this will mesh with the vegetable side or anything, but let's try it. Let's see what this spice tastes like on this protein or something. And it's fun. It becomes fun to experiment. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how about you, Michelle? You've always been like the health nut between the two of us. So I'm curious, what is your food process when you sit down and plan or think about how you want to eat?
Well, it's interesting because it's different now with kids too. I'm always trying to find ways of like sneaking in extra vegetables that maybe they don't just want to eat on their own, and expose Lucas, because he's only one, to as many different foods. But to be honest, Dina, this situation with COVID is so crazy because I was really looking forward to amazing grocery stores. And like, I loved going to the grocery store here because in Malawi, and if anyone who's watching this as a replay can attest to, in Malawi, you have to go to like 3 or 4 different stores to get the foods that you want. And it drove me so insane that I ended up, we have a lot of help there, and I had my guy who always helps me with the kids, and when he ended up going grocery shopping for me in Malawi so that I didn't have to deal, because it would take like half a day at least to just be running around, and it stressed me out. And yeah, so it's my process here is kind of like, well, what can I get and not be in the store for ages, because we try not to go very often. We try to only go every couple of weeks. We tried to do some online ordering and then it didn't work. So I'm also just trying to navigate that. Well, as you know, being in a state that has so many cases now, we really are trying to limit the amount we're going out. So it's a little bit tricky. I'm just trying to, I often batch cook. And then if I'm doing like ground beef, if I, want it for tacos one night, I'll make enough that the next night we could do like a lasagna, and I'll throw mushrooms and veggies in the lasagna, but still make a proper lasagna, and do things like that where I can reuse. I love my Ninja. I've got a Ninja. It's an air fryer, crock pot. You can grill in it. It is the most amazing thing ever. So you can go from like frozen chicken breasts to like fully cooked, shredded, like pulled chicken or something.
Oh, yeah.
So I love doing stuff like that is, kind of hands off. I just don't have the time right now with the 2 little boys to be cooking. And Brian doesn't care. I used to try to do like, oh, I've made this most amazing thing. And he was just like, it's food, And he said to me one day, he's like, I appreciate how much you put into this, but I don't care about food. I just want to eat. So spend more time doing something else if that's not really what you're passionate about doing.
Right.
So it's kind of, again, we're just, yeah, quite basic in terms of our eating. That's why I'm always looking at your food like, that looks really good. And I love going out to eat. I absolutely love it. And so I'm very sad, but it's not something that we did a lot in Malawi at all because there weren't a lot of options. So again, now I'm kind of rambling off, but
it is kind of difficult because James and I used to go out to eat every Saturday. That was our little date night. And, we still kept that up. We've done that for years, and that got taken away from us. So that was the fancier meal, and it was always a matter of, he's so funny. We would go to the restaurant and he would order something that his one requirement was, we are not able to cook this at home. If we can't replicate the dish at home, then he'll order it in a restaurant.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah, and that's what makes it interesting, because if he that's what makes it a treat. If we can make it at home, we'll try. And I've been tasked from him recently. He misses his favorite dish, chicken marsala, and I have.
Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite too.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna have to just get together. Denna and I are both like doing a lot of social distancing, and we need to get together in person. So maybe we need to just do some food. So
it's great. I love trying those little things and learning. And then today I was just trying the house smells amazing right now. I wish you guys could smell it. I made a 5-bean chili for dinner tonight.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, I love chili.
So yeah, me too.
It's
me too.
It's but it's that batch cooking thing. So I made it. It's
so great.
It took me a little bit of time, but my favorites are just the crock pot, when I throw it all in and leave it for hours, and then you've got to skim off it for a couple days, and it never goes to waste.
Nope.
But
no.
Yeah. So that's
great. That's
my food
awesome.
journey.
And and we'd love to hear if anyone's watching this in the replay, like, what are you doing? And with the COVID situation, how are you doing your shopping? Are you buying more frozen foods and some tinned foods? Like, I think things are a little bit different right now. I did notice that there's a lot more produce than, like, at the beginning, there was tons of produce still. And then like the boxed foods were like all gone.
Yes.
Because it was the apocalypse. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. And thanks, Denna. This was really fun as always to chat.
Yeah, I love talking about this, and I look forward to the next one and more. I look forward to hearing from everyone.
Yeah. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.
Bye.